All right, today we are diving deep into a multi-trillion-dollar question, one that probably affects you every single day. Why does our financial system feel so, well, broken? And we're going to explore this radical new movement that's trying to rebuild the whole thing from the ground up. It's called DeFi. Let's get right into it. So let's start with a question you've definitely asked yourself. You work hard, you save your money, you put it in a bank for safekeeping, and what do you get in return? Almost nothing. Seriously, this isn't just some small thing. It's a huge sign that the traditional financial system we all use might be fundamentally flawed. And here's a number that just puts it all into perspective. 0.3%. That's the average interest your bank gives you. With prices going up all the time, that's not just a low number. You're actually losing money to inflation. It's wild. So you gotta ask, where is all that money, all that value actually going? Well, in the system we call centralized finance, it gets swallowed up by the middlemen, the banks. They plant themselves right in the middle of every transaction. They take their massive cut, and what's left is a system that's just loaded with problems. And it really boils down to these 5 things. We're talking about a system where a handful of people have all the control, where billions of people can't even get access, where things are slow and super expensive, and where nothing really works together. And on top of it all, you have no idea what's really going on behind the scenes. It's a closed-off world. So, what if we could just hit the reset button? I mean, think about it. What if we could design a whole new financial system from scratch, specifically to solve those 5 problems? A system that's open to everyone, that's lightning fast, totally transparent, and most importantly, cuts out that greedy middleman. And that brings us to the big idea for today. Decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. Really, it's just a catch-all term for all these new financial tools being built on the blockchain. The goal? To create a new, open-source financial system for the internet age. So you're probably wondering, how does any of this actually work, right? How can you have loans and trading without a bank? Well, the whole thing runs on one single, mind-blowing piece of technology, something called a smart contract. This is the engine that powers this entire new world. The best way to think about it is as a money robot. It's just a bit of code that lives on the blockchain. You program it with a set of rules, like, if this happens, then do that. And it just follows those rules perfectly, automatically, every single time. There's no arguing with it, no changing its mind. It's basically trust, but written in code. Okay, this is where DeFi goes from a cool idea to something incredibly powerful. See, it's not just about copying what the old banks did. It's about building completely new things, thanks to a concept people have started calling money Legos. Just imagine that every financial service, lending, borrowing, trading, is its own little Lego block. Now here's the magic. Because all of this is built with open source code, anybody, anywhere in the world, can pick up one of these Lego blocks, see exactly how it works, and then snap it together with another block to build something new. No permission required. So here's a real-world example of how that works. A developer could take a lending protocol, that's one Lego, and then take a trading protocol, that's a different Lego, and just snap them together. Boom, they've just created a brand new, powerful financial product. This ability to combine and build on top of each other creates innovation at a speed that traditional banks could never even dream of. And this whole system is built on a few core beliefs that are totally different from the old way. It's a world where you control your money, not a bank, where anyone with an internet connection can join in, where all the rules are out in the open for everyone to see, and where no one can stop you from building the next big thing. It's a massive shift in who holds the power. Okay, so that's the big idea. But what does this actually mean for you and your money? What can you actually do in this new DeFi playground? So remember that sad little 0.3% we started with? Well, by cutting the bank out of the picture, people using some of these DeFi protocols have earned, get this, 14%. And that's on something called stablecoins, which are just digital dollars. And it gets even crazier. On other popular stablecoins, the interest rates or yields have sometimes gone as high as 18%. I mean, the difference is just staggering. And check this out. It works the other way too. What if you need to borrow money? Forget about the crazy high interest rates from a credit card or a bank. In DeFi, some protocols have offered borrowing rates as low as 0.1%. It's almost unbelievable. When you put them side by side like this, it's just night and day. By getting rid of that expensive, clunky old system and all the middlemen, DeFi can pass all of that value directly to the people who are actually using the network. We're not talking about a small improvement here. It's a completely different league. But, and this is a really big but, this new financial world is not just sunshine and rainbows. It's also the Wild West. And being your own bank means you also have to be your own security guard. You hear this phrase all the time in DeFi, be your own bank. And look, it sounds amazing, and in many ways it is. But it also means you are 100% responsible for your security, for your passwords, for every single decision. There's no customer service hotline to call if you mess up. It's truly a double-edged sword. For every incredible promise, there's a serious risk lurking. The open code that lets people innovate, it can also have bugs that hackers can find. The fact that you are in total control of your money, it also means there's no safety net, no bailouts, no government insurance if something goes wrong and your funds disappear. So what's the bottom line here? I think this quote just says it all. DeFi isn't about slapping a new coat of paint on the old banking system. It's a complete teardown and a total rebuild, from the foundation up. Right now, we are standing on the construction site, watching the scaffolding of this new financial city go up. It's messy, it's risky, it's volatile, but it is happening. The only question is, what part will you play in building it?